Hi guys, welcome back to Impossible. Did you guys miss me? Yeah, I just been dealing with some like silly ass little hoes at my job, but my channel's not for the weak, it's only for the real. So if you're sensitive, please go to another channel because I don't give a fuck about what I say here, and I quite frankly don't give a fuck about your feelings, really and truly. Okay, I have Scorpio man. Scorpio man. Wow. I don't know who the fuck requested this video. I mean, it could work. Anything can work, right? Anything can work, yeah, but these two can really sting each other hard, the shit out of each other. But let's begin. So, Scorpio man and Scorpio man, they're very mysterious. They're very laid back. They don't, open themselves up quite easily to people. They're both sexy men, yeah, so it's like layers of layers. It's like an onion. They're both like an onion. Layers of layers that you have to unfold with them, right? So it's gonna be very interesting with these two. However, they're too much of alike. In so many ways, they both fixed signs, so they're both set in their ways. They both can hold grudges, and another thing about them is that they're both intuitive. So they both can, sense bullshit, stuff going on here. So upon meeting each other, it's just figuring out each other. No one wants to give each other up, right away. Like, so it's going to be very interesting, very fun, going out, hanging out, having fun. Sex is going to be very intense with these two. This is going to be a very intense connection. But at the same time, it's so intense that one may back off at any given moment without giving notice. That's how intense this can be. This can feel like, a soulmate, twin flame, whatever you believe in, type of connection, right? And this is like a spiritual, they're both mental and intuitive, so this is like a spiritual connection, mental connection, love making, fucking, all type of shit going on. They both love to dress nice. They can, one can be a spender, one can be cheap. It could go both ways, depending on their placements in their birth chart, right? So, conversation just flows. They feel like they, met their match, and they are going to meet their match because they both sting hard, okay? They both fall in love hard, and they both, one can sting the other really, really hard. And yeah, if they ever break up, or if they ever get there, one could feel left burnt out of this type of connection. But this can last a very long time between these two because they're going to understand each other so well once they get past these hurdles, because it's going to be a lot of effective communication, just letting down each other's guards, which none of them is going to want to do, because they're always monitoring people and their actions. They don't just throw their trust out there to people. So it's like this type of connection where no. Okay, this takes time, and even with time, they still hold things and harbor things inside. So this is and when arguments arise with these two, because they're the type of people that they're not gonna back down from each other. They're gonna bring the heat to each other, and things are gonna be coming up that they let slide, but it didn't miss them. And it's like, hey, so why didn't you say anything then? And blah blah blah. This type of shit going on. Yeah, but this is gonna be like a really, really, really intense connection, that figuring each other out, who are you, and getting frustrated at the same time, because they could really, really, really fucking clash, because they're gonna feel like mental games are being played here, but they both can be doing it to each other. You understand what I'm saying? So this is that type of shit going on here with these motherfuckers, right? Okay. So, one thing about the Scorpio man, like when he's a conversationalist, he's a conversationalist. So he's very open and honest about certain topics and certain things, but not fully. At any given moment, he could back off, and it could leave what they could do it to each other, which could leave the other one confused. Like, I thought this was going somewhere. I thought that we were headed in the right direction, and now you're just poof. You're just distancing yourself. You're not communicating effectively anymore, because the whole thing about it is that it's a processing. Is they don't want to go too fast. If it's too fast, it's like, okay, whoa, I have to put my brakes. So they could do it to each other. But then when one wants to come back and speak about it, then the other one would not be ready to speak about it at that moment and could hold a grudge and something against that person. Like, hey, don't come back here with your fucking mind games. Get it right. Because, you know, they're both sensitive. They're both sensitive and they both look for honest and effective communication. But they both can do it to each other and then point fingers at each other. Okay? So like this needs to find common ground and balance out. They could really balance each other out once they speak effectively. So if one is feeling that the relationship is too rushed or they need time and stuff like that, then he needs to communicate it to the partner. He can't just back off and say, okay, well, because then the other partner is going to be felt left like, yo, wow, that motherfucker stung me hard. We just finished breaking down, fucking the bedroom up, and now it's like a stranger. So you can't do that. And then this will leave the other person like, okay, but then when you want to come back, the other person may not. And then when they come back, then it could be a back and forth mirroring type of shit. So this is like a really teaching relationship where this can evolve into something great, like telepathic, telekinetic. I would say this is a very highly intuitive type of connection going on here with these two. If they make it past these hurdles, it's going to be a long-lasting relationship. Both opinionated, both not going to back down from what they say or what they believe. That's another thing. Okay, so they're both, one thing's for sure, that they're both boss-type men. Okay, so they're both go-getters. They're both about their money, looking good, but they're both stubborn and set in their fucking ways at the same time. So, it's like a power struggle in this type of connection. Like, I want things this way, I want this that way. So they could really fucking clash here. Okay, like not finding common ground or resolution. Okay, may think differently, but add up to the same thing. Right? So 3 plus 2 is 5, right? 4 plus 1 is 5 too. It adds up to the same thing, but just two different mindsets. And just respecting each other's mind, and not one is smarter than the other, or this and that, because they could really pull out the ruler with each other, who's doing more, because one could be giving more in this relationship. That's another thing too. So it could be one giving 70 and one giving 30. Okay? So this has to be evened out 50-50. And if it's not, one is not meeting, they could really just, fuck you and fuck you too, motherfucker. Go about your business. Okay? Yes. So honesty, they like, and they're very straightforward. All right? They're very straightforward. And sometimes they could fall in love rather easily. And this type of connection, they could fall in love rather easily. Okay? But again, one may say, well, this is going a little bit too fast for me. I do have feelings. I feel like I met my soulmate, they're my match, but hey, I have to like put the brakes on this. And the other person may feel like, hey, all you have to do is communicate that and I will understand. And shit like that. But living together, if they get past it, this could be a long-lasting relationship where they could just look at each other and read each other's minds, or sit down and have, not fighting over the mic, but really sit down and listen to each other and come to resolution, because they're both smart men and they're both boss type, but they both want to control the situation and they both want things their fucking way. Okay, it's their way. It's not, and this is a battle. And they both not going to back down from each other. Okay? All right? And they could be sarcastic with each other as well. All right? Yes. Okay? Very much so. All right? Well, I do this and I do that and I do this and la 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 la, and bullshit here and bullshit that, and and they could really get turned off from one another, where the passion, because this could be very passionate, this very intense, very passionate, but when it comes to the power struggle or effective communication, trust, there's gonna be a lot of endurance here, please put your request down on this video. I can't go through all the videos, okay? Please put your request down on these videos, on this video, all right? But yeah, power struggle, but living together, they're both money savers, so they're both responsible, so they're going to be looking at monitoring, so they could get along in certain areas. They will agree on certain things. This could be a long-lasting relationship, but Mm, yeah. Bedroom, no problem. Very highly sexual men. Uh, yeah. Whoa. Toe curling. Yeah. But this can be a merry-go-round, up and down, a roller coaster ride. If they don't get it right. With the effective communication and just backing off and closing up at any given moment, and one even felt burnt, sting, they could sting each other hard. Hard, because one could come back and one could forgive and then sting the other, like fuck you too, telling you. But anyway, part twos are coming out soon. I love you guys. I'm possible, you're possible, you're Tasha, Ty, and C. I'm out.